Hagens. We have our Association Executive Director, Mindy Davidson. We have our amazing Houston Bar Association President, the first Latina in HBA history. As a proud Latina, this gives me deep pride. We'll hear from Diana Gomez momentarily, Judge Sandel, Judge Payne, Judge Gomez, Judge Elliott Thornton, and so many of the other judges who for years were advocating for these pods to be installed. And I want to thank Dr. Milton Roman and our Harris County engineer and all of the engineering and facilities team who made this possible. And so many advocates, community advocates, lawyers, members of these organizations, litigants in these fine judges' court who made today possible. While we celebrate, we also need to be brutally honest with ourselves. This is the year 2024. Harris County is making progress, but there is so much more progress that is needed and frankly should have been done a long time ago. So it is the conviction of these leaders and these judges. It is the commitment of Harris County leaders and team members that will continue driving this progress. But it's also a moment where we not only need to renew commitment as Harris County, but we need to challenge the 34 cities in Harris County. We need to challenge other professional organizations that work in different spaces, any business owner, to make sure they're not only following what is legally required, but going above and beyond to make sure that we together are advancing gender equity and fairness. So I hope that seeing this lactation pod will inspire other governmental entities, other nonprofits, other business owners to continue driving the progress in Harris County, because I want Harris County to make up for lost time and lead the state of Texas in the way that we advance gender equity. So with that, there's more to come in Harris County. Stay tuned, but it gives me great pride and honor to introduce our president of the Houston Bar Association, and as a fellow lawyer, proud member of the HBA, and as a fellow Latina and working mother, it gives me tremendous excitement and pride to introduce Diana Perez Gomez.
Thank you, Commissioner Briones, and thank you, everyone. It's a tad bit hot in here, so excuse me. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Diana Gomez, President of the Houston Bar Association and shareholder with Chamberlain Herdlicka. I am incredibly proud to stand here today as a mother, an attorney, and president of the Houston Bar, here to join with our partners in unveiling the very first lactation pod at our Harris County Civil Courthouse. This initiative will make a very material difference in the daily lives of many young mothers in our profession and our community. It's also crucial to the Access to Justice initiative that we had this year, which underscores the importance of women in the legal profession and sends the message that women are welcomed and belong in the courthouse. On behalf of the Houston Bar Association and our over 11,000 members, there are so many people that I want to thank for making today's moment a reality. First, Harris County Commissioner Lesley Briones and all of the county commissioners, as well as our Harris County District Court judges, especially Judge Sandel, Judge Payne, Judge Thornton, and my husband, Judge Gomez, who's in trial right now, so he can't be here, down here. I also want to thank the Administrative Office of the District Courts of Harris County and the Office of the County Engineers. Today would not have been possible without their partnership. I also want to express my gratitude to the HBA Gender Fairness Committee for spearheading our efforts, including co-chairs Judge Thornton, Stephanie Noble, Carter Dugan, Aaliyah Craig from Loch Lord, and I should say Carter Dugan is from Norton Royce Fulbright, and Stephanie is with Vincent and Elkins, who were true partners with us during this initiative. I'm extremely grateful to all the organizations and firms who are represented here today that helped us, including the Houston Bar Foundation. Thank you to Chair Linda Hester, who I did see here somewhere. Thank you, Linda. The Texas Bar Foundation, including my dear friends, Alistair Dawson and William Hagan, and as well as Vincent and Elkins, Beck Redden, and Haynes and Boone. A special note is that many of our current and former HBA presidents and HYLA presidents helped with this project, and I'd like to thank them and all of our staff, including Mindy Davidson, Ashley Steininger, and Maggie Martin. Thank you all for your dedication and support in this initiative.
Thank you, Deanna. And good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stephanie Noble, and I am a trial lawyer at Vincent & Elkins and a co-chair of the Gender Fairness Committee of the Houston Bar Association. I am thrilled to be here to celebrate the ribbon cutting of the first lactation pod in the Harris County Court Complex. Today marks a significant milestone in the pursuit of creating an inclusive and supportive environment for all members of the Houston legal community. As we gather here to celebrate the inauguration of the new lactation pod at the Civil District Courthouse, I am filled with immense gratitude and excitement. I have heard so many stories of women trial lawyers desperately searching for a place to pump in courthouses during long trials, faced with the dilemma of having to turn to unsanitary options like bathrooms or closets, or even having to make a difficult decision about how to feed their babies because there were no good options. As a mother of 2 young boys and a trial lawyer myself, I've told my fair share of those stories. So today, in a lot of ways, feels deeply personal. But my excitement is fueled not only by the fact that we are providing a private and comfortable space for nursing mothers to express milk, but also what these pods symbolize. The installation of these lactation pods symbolize our legal community's commitment to supporting working parents and our recognition of the important roles mothers play in our justice system. The beauty of this initiative was the public-private partnership that brought it all together. It is lovely to look around this room and see so many champions of this initiative. I was sitting in the room at the HBA annual dinner last year when Deanna Gomez announced that this was going to be a primary initiative of her bar year and tasked the Gender Fairness Committee with raising the necessary funds and implementing her vision. I was thrilled, clearly, but I knew we had a lot of work to do. Thankfully, though, when the Gender Fairness Committee put out the initial call to action, the Houston legal community's answer was a resounding wave of support. And through that support, we were able to raise the funds necessary to purchase the pods. I was blown away by the diversity in the list of contributors: local groups, individual members of the bar, and of course, law firms. And I want to express a heartfelt appreciation to those contributors, because that generous contribution and that generosity exemplifies the spirit of community and compassion that defines our city and the investment in the well-being of our legal professionals that will have a lasting impact for years to come. And it's that collective effort that is just one of the many reasons I am so proud to be a member of the Houston Bar, and particularly the Gender Fairness Committee. I'll end with one quick story about my first experience, one of many, with trying to find a lactation space in a courthouse. I was in Denver, Colorado, about to start a 3-week jury trial. My oldest son was only 6 months old, so I had only recently returned from maternity leave, and I was anxious about being away from my baby. But I found comfort in being able to continue to provide food for him, albeit from afar. My firm, Vincent & Elkins, for years now has supported a program that allows nursing mothers when they're traveling for work to ship their breast milk home. But in order to take advantage of that program, I needed to find a place to pump in the courthouse. I went up to the clerk's office to ask about a mother's room, and the man at the desk, who was very polite and eager to help, scratched his head, and he said he was going to need to ask someone else. It took asking around to a few different folks before we discovered that there was, in fact, a mother's room that I could use. It was in the courthouse basement, past the trash compactors. Not the prettiest space, but I was so grateful for it, no matter where it was in the building. But when I think about that time now, here today, looking at this pod behind me, I get a little emotional, because now when a visiting attorney comes to Houston, just like when I went to Denver just a few years ago, and she asks about a place to pump, she'll make her way here to a space that is easily accessible, proudly displayed on the first floor. And she'll know instantly that here in Houston, we make space for women, for mothers. And I love that. So thank you so much. And now I'm proud to introduce my fellow co-chair on the Houston Bar Association Gender Fairness Committee and the judge of the 164th Civil District Court, Judge Cheryl Elliott Thornton.
Thank you. It's a short one. I'll move this down a little bit. I am Judge Cheryl Elliott Thornton, and yes, a proud member of the judiciary as well as a proud member of the Houston Bar Association. I am here to note to you how collaborative this effort has truly been. It appears as though it just happened overnight, but it did not. It took actually a few years for this to be done. And even more importantly, if I may say so, it took women being at the helm. We have been starting off by writing articles in order to initiate or get some enthusiasm in reference to a lactation pod. Then we moved forward in having a wonderful president, President Gomez, taking the helm. Who did she turn to? The only one she could, Commissioner Lesley Briones. Those two working together actually made this happen. We have to give credit where credit is due. Thank you. Through that effort, they engaged the Houston Bar Association's Gender Fairness Committee, and somehow President Gomez decided I should be chair of this committee. It is interesting, and I'll state for the record, I think she saw my empathy, my love for women's rights and women's concerns, because she definitely didn't see my children since I have none. But at the same time, she understood that my endeavor in terms of being part of the Houston Bar Association's Gender Fairness Committee has been years and years of work, and I would follow her leadership. But again, it's such a collaborative effort, and we have to take time to thank, yes, the Texas Bar Foundation, yes, the firms, yes, we have to take time to thank even those individuals that just came forward to say we understand and we support. With that, we actually have 4 pods that we are going to implement. This is just the beginning of so much work ahead. Again, I thank you, and now I would love to introduce my colleague, Judge Robbie Sandel.
Hi, I'm Ravi Sandil, Judge of the 127th District Court. I want to begin with the thanks. I want to thank Judge Latasha Lewis, who is the Board of District Judges Chair. 2 years ago, maybe longer, she appointed me Facilities Chair for the Board of District Judges. And because of that, we started the journey towards going forward on this. And as you can tell, I'm not a working mother. I am married to a working mother who leads a litigation team at Hunt & Andrews Kurth that is comprised of only women. And because of her experience, I was put on notice that this was a need that needed to happen. And so with the help of 2 huge allies within the county, Eric Harris, who's part of the District Courts Administration, and Jeff Hill, who's the head of facilities management, we toured sites for months to see where we could fit these pods. We worked in conjunction with the county, and when we had the opportunity and could partner with both Deanna Gomez, the president of the HBA, and the newly minted commissioner of Precinct 4, Commissioner Briones, this came to fruition. I want to just say this today, to echo what Stephanie said, having pods that are out front and visible shows Harris County's commitment to equality and equity. It's a long time coming. There's a lot more that needs to be done, not only within the governmental complex, but within the private sector here in Harris County towards equality and equity. But this is a great, great start. So many people to thank, other than the folks that we've already thanked. Judge Thornton, thank you for your work. Thank you for the HBA Gender Fairness Committee. Thank you so much to Mindy and Ashley of the HBA. Y'all did so much work, and I'm always pestering you about something, and you always still pick up the calls. So I hope that in the future, Harris County keeps pushing initiatives, but I'm so happy to have been a part of a team that worked to ensure that all people that enter the courthouse have access to essential resources that are needed for nurturing and caregiving. Thank y'all so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. As previously stated, I'm Latasha Lewis Payne. I am the judge of the 55th District Court, but I'm honored and proud to currently serve as the administrative judge for the 64 state district courts that we have here in Harris County. I want to first start out with it's so significant that during this week before Mother's Day, I already started my Mother's Day with my kids on all the favors, that I want to wish all the mothers out there, including, of course, all the ones that stand behind me or next to me, a happy Mother's Day in the county, but also throughout the world. I next want to thank everyone that brought this to fruition. It was first spoken to me by Judge Sandel after he was appointed as the facilities chair. And I appreciate that because he was put on notice, he put his energies into it. And I'm so happy that it was fortuitous that that Deanna Gomez took the helm of the HBA, and at the same time, we had a newly minted commissioner who is equally passionate about access in the Harris County courts. I love quotes, so I can't speak without stating one. First Lady Michelle Obama said, "At the end of the day, my most important job is mom in chief." And I think that is very true. But I want to make sure that we celebrate the fact that installing these pods grants access to all the mothers who are litigants, witnesses, parties, and of course lawyers and staff. And for that, it increases the justice that they can get in Harris County courts. And so I'm very proud of that, very proud to be a very small part of making this happen. I want to thank all of our partners, and I look forward to the 4 pods that ultimately will be installed in the Harris County courts and them serving the community. Thank you. I'm supposed to introduce. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. Good afternoon, everyone. Milton Raman, County Engineer. I'm so honored and pleased to be here today with Commissioner Lesley Briones, all the judges for a great day at Harris County. I'll tell you my very first interaction with Commissioner Briones. This is one of the priority she mentioned, that our facility must be inclusive and for everyone. So I want to start with some good news. You probably already heard that we have 4 additional pods that's coming in. The 2 additional pods that's going to be installed by end of the month. One of them is going to be at CJC. The other one is Jury Assembly Plaza. And by October, we're going to have another one in the law library. But at the same time, I also want to say our commitment to make family-friendly, mother-friendly workplace in Harris County. Today, we have 14 of our buildings that has lactation rooms. That's not enough. We need more. One of the challenges Commissioner Briones asked me, how do we have a lactation room everywhere? And more importantly, how do people know about it? So nobody wants to give up no space in this building or any of the county buildings, y'all know. So I challenged my staff to really work together and find out options. And this is an example of innovation, how we can bring things that's already there. And we have on this place, any new facility that Harris County is going to build, all that facility is going to have lactation room, and it's going to be mother's friendly workspace. These pods, really want to talk a little bit about these pods. Not only it gives you all the mothers a private space, it is also equipped with amenities like you can charge your cell phone. You can use the app to find out where we have a pod and is it open or is it closed. So now we are at the 21st century. Before I close, I got to thank a few people. Of course, Jeff Hill, our Director for Building Operations. he's gonna have to take care of all the parts once it's installed and making sure it's getting serviced. Rosalie Brockman is our Director for Building Resiliency. And she's leading a lot of this transformation. And of course, in getting these projects done, we worked very closely with Commissioner Briones' office. I cannot thank Commissioner Briones enough and her staff to work us through all the challenges with multiple departments in the Harris County. So once again, I want to thank all of you. And this is the first step, but our work is not done.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rahman, Rosalie, Jeffrey, the Precinct 4 team, especially Trevor, Nakat, many of our team members. But Trevor, I want to thank in particular. I remember having a meeting with the HBA. By the time I was driving back to the office, Trevor was going to the different buildings. He was here. I think this could be a good area. Here's the status. So it is that sense of urgency that I see in so many of our Harris County team members every day, that passion, persistence, commitment to doing the people's work and making sure that Harris County reflects our commitment to equity and opportunity and justice. I want to thank all of the team members and the leadership of Dr. Rahman. And we're working, assessing all of our Harris County buildings because we have a lot of work to do and we will get it done. That is for sure, especially with great leaders like Dr. Rahman. HBA again, President Gomez, it has just been refreshing and deeply energizing to see what you have been able to accomplish with all of your great partners. Our judges, they literally advance justice, not only in their courtrooms, but for every person who walks in this building. So we're fortunate to have judges who actively advance justice to work. And I used to work at Vincent and Elkins, so I'm very thankful. B&E brought me a husband. It's helping to bring pods, which ties me back to my 3 little girls. All of us, we have a moral obligation to make our county, our state, our country better for all of our sons and daughters. And today, as we celebrate this lactation pod, let us again renew that commitment to making sure we are delivering and driving the progress that our children deserve. And to Judge Payne's point, as we celebrate Mother's Day this weekend, let us make sure that in everything we do, our hiring, our promotions, as we assess pay equity, as we design workspaces, as we vote, that we are celebrating all working parents, all women, and making sure that our leadership is always advancing equity and justice. So Harris County, to anyone who visits, know that we care deeply and we will keep working. And this public-private partnership can show what more we can get done when we do it together. So thank you again to all of